Is it possible for real talent to stay hidden forever? What happens when the world sees something that certain people desperately want to ignore? Can success become the loudest answer to years of doubt, envy, and quiet sabotage? And what if the truth suddenly appears where no one expected it, forcing everyone to look again? Because what unfolded in the last hours is not just a ranking update. It is a message, a warning, and maybe the most elegant response Yaman has ever delivered without raising his voice. At first glance, everything seems calm. Just another day. Just another post. But beneath the surface, something has shifted, and once you notice it, you cannot unsee it. This is where the story truly begins, and what comes next slowly changes the entire picture. For a long time, Yaman has walked a road filled with contradictions, admired worldwide, questioned relentlessly at home, celebrated by millions beyond borders, while being reduced to shallow labels by those who should know better. And yet, he kept moving forward, one project at a time, one discipline-driven day after another. But patience, even when limitless, eventually transforms into clarity. There is a place where numbers speak louder than opinions. A place where global attention leaves measurable traces. A place the industry itself quietly respects. IMDB. Not a fan page. Not a rumor mill. A worldwide database that reflects curiosity, relevance, and demand. And when Yaman's name climbed to the 117th position among millions of actors, it was not an accident. It was a signal. Think about what that number really means. Out of countless performers across continents, languages, and industries, Yaman stands among the most searched, the most discussed, the most watched. Above established names. Above familiar faces from Hollywood itself. This is not hype. This is global behavior recorded in data. And yet, strangely, this is where applause should have echoed, but instead, silence turned into discomfort. Because success exposes something uncomfortable. It forces comparisons. It challenges narratives carefully repeated for years. Narratives claiming his success was artificial, that his talent was overstated, that his presence was manufactured. But numbers do not participate in gossip. They simply exist. Instead of celebrating, certain voices reacted the only way they know how. By dismissing, by belittling, by repeating the same tired phrases. And this is where Yaman did something unexpected, something sharp, something intelligent. He did not argue. He did not defend himself loudly. He held up a mirror. On his social media, he shared the ranking. Simple, clear, unavoidable. But the real impact was not the image. It was the caption. A masterclass in irony. A carefully crafted echo of every insult thrown at him over the years. He wrote that his acting was supposedly zero. That maybe the success was just public relations. That perhaps it was bought. That maybe it happened only because of looks. And then, with devastating precision, he dismantled all of it simply by letting the results stand there, unquestioned. It was not arrogance. It was intelligence. Using the exact language of his critics to expose how empty it sounds when confronted with reality. As if asking them a single silent question. If all of this is fake, then how do you explain the world watching? That moment landed harder than any angry response ever could. Because sarcasm, when used well, leaves no escape. It forces reflection. And reflection is exactly what certain people avoid. But to understand why this matters so deeply, context is everything. There exists a system that thrives on obedience. A media structure that rewards compliance and punishes independence. Attend the right events. Smile for the right cameras. Feed the right narratives. Or pay the price. Yaman never played that game. He trained like an athlete, lived like a disciplined professional, focused on growth, not approval. And for that, he became a target, not because he failed, but because he refused to belong. They labeled him controversial, called him problematic, turned his silence into suspicion. Yet the only real controversy is this: a man so committed to his craft that he had to seek recognition beyond his own borders. Watch him on screen. Notice how a single look carries emotion, how physical preparation merges with emotional control, how languages are learned, not memorized, how skills are earned, not staged. This is not coincidence. This is work. What makes this moment different is not the ranking itself. It is his reaction. The calm confidence of someone who no longer needs validation from those who doubted him. The evolution from frustration to mastery. From silence to irony. Fans across Italy, Spain, Latin America, and beyond understood it instantly. Because love like that cannot be purchased. It cannot be manufactured. It grows slowly, through connection and authenticity. And that is exactly what John Yaman represents to millions. Here at Magazine News and Gossip, we see this not as a victory lap, but as a turning point. A moment where truth quietly stands taller than noise. Where effort outpaces envy. Where global recognition speaks louder than local dismissal. But before the story reaches its emotional peak, there is one more layer. Because this was never about a number. It was about dignity. About choosing growth over resentment. About answering attacks with excellence. And just when it feels like the message is complete, one final realization settles in. This is only the beginning. New projects are coming. New audiences are forming. And the spotlight is widening, not fading. So now the question turns to you. Was this the perfect response? Is irony stronger than silence? Or should success always speak for itself without commentary? Your thoughts matter because this conversation is far from over. Support does not always mean defense. Sometimes it means witnessing, sharing, refusing to accept distorted narratives. Every view, every comment, every moment of attention pushes truth a little further forward. John Yaman is not standing alone. Behind him is a global community that recognizes effort when it sees it. And together, they are proving something quietly powerful. Talent does not disappear when ignored. It simply waits for the world to notice. If you stayed until this moment, you already understand why this story resonates. Stay with Magazine News and Gossip for what comes next. Because this chapter closed with elegance, but the next one promises something even bigger.